Hey guys, tonight we're traveling back a few thousand years to the banks of the Nile, where your day is about to begin as an everyday Egyptian peasant. The sky is still dark, but you're already wide awake, lying on a rough mat in your tiny, mud brick home. The scent of damp earth mixes with dried fish, last night's smoke, and something suspiciously like wet goat. You stretch, carefully avoiding the low ceiling beam that gave you a solid bump last week. Outside, frogs are croaking their final notes before the sun rises, and you can already hear the village rooster having an existential crisis. Your body aches from yesterday's brick hauling, but today's no better. You've got chores, a work shift, and about 1,000 chances to offend one of the gods without realizing it. The Nile is a whisper in the distance, just a sliver of silver mist. You splash cold water from a clay jar on your face, which sort of helps. No mirrors here, so your reflection in the pot tells you all you need to know. Puffy eyes, sleep-matted hair, and that faint impression on your cheek from your woven mat. It's going to be a great day. You reach for your simple linen kilt. Well, what's left of it after your cousin borrowed it to impress someone at the last festival. It smells faintly of fermented barley and camel, a fashion statement. Your mother is already fussing in the corner, muttering about rats chewing through the grain jar again. You hear your younger brother mumbling, half asleep, dreaming about being a priest one day. You try not to laugh. The only thing he's blessed with is being able to sleep through goats stepping on his face. Outside, the sky brightens into soft pinks and oranges. The air is thick with dew and the sweet tang of date trees. A neighbor yells something about lost sandals, and someone's arguing over whether Horus or Bastet makes a better breakfast guardian. Just a normal morning. You head to the grinding stone with your sister. Time to prepare the day's emigraine. She sings a rhythmic chant under her breath, one her grandmother taught her hand. You both get to work. Grinding grain with a sandstone slab is oddly soothing, in a slowly turning, your arms to mush kind of way. You pause now and then to swap gossip about who's been cursed lately, and whether the floodwaters will behave this year. You wonder if the gods are watching. Probably. They're always watching, and judging, and sometimes smiting. You don't take it personally anymore. Across the road, an elder squints at the sky and declares it's going to be a hippo-heavy day. No one's quite sure what that means, but everyone nods solemnly. He's been right 3 times this month. Now it's time for a quick breakfast: flatbread, still warm from the fire, a bit of goat cheese, and a sip of thick, tangy beer. Not the good kind, mind you. The kind with mysterious chunks that remind you why you never trust your uncle's brewing skills. Still, it's enough to get you moving. Before heading to work, you toss a half-rotted onion toward the family shrine. It's technically an offering, but also a way to clean the pantry without guilt. The figurine of Osiris on the altar looks unimpressed, probably because someone stuck a beetle shell between his toes. As you step outside into the rising light, your shadow stretches long across the packed dirt path. Palm trees sway gently in the distance, and the croaking has faded, replaced by birds chattering like they're auditioning for a temple choir. And there it is, the moment every Egyptian dreads. Your sandals are missing again. After a brief but dramatic search, you may have kicked one into the goat pen last night. You retrieve them and start toward the Nile. Your commute begins. People greet you as you pass, and the smells of morning waft through the air. Fresh dung, sizzling fish, crushed papyrus. You wave at the potter's daughter, who waves back before tripping over a sleeping dog. A classic morning romance. As you near the river, you spot your fairy buddy waving. It's just a hollowed-out log with ambition, but it floats, and that's all that matters. You step aboard, careful not to tip the balance. The river gurgles lazily beneath you, cool and wide and dotted with reeds. And yes, there's a crocodile, just floating there, eyeballing you like you're a stale loaf of bread. You offer a polite nod. It blinks, unimpressed. You hum one of the work songs everyone knows, the one about Horus losing his sandals in a storm and blaming it on Set. The rhythm helps steady your nerves as the boat creaks across the water. Historians still argue whether ferries like this were state-funded or community-run, but one thing's for sure: you'd really like a paddle that doesn't splinter mid-stroke. Your feet are wet now. Great. As the other bank draws near, you see the day ahead: rows of dusty bricks, swaying scaffolding, men yelling about rope tension, and one guy who always forgets his hammer and blames it on divine intervention. Another fine day as a cog in Pharaoh's glorious machine. You step off the ferry and squint toward the rising sun. Time to work.